This is the White Raven. Every haunted place has rules. Don't enter the basement. Don't answer the voice calling your name. Don't look under the bed. Room 6 has only one rule. If you see yourself inside, run. Because the version of you that lives there wants out. Sarah Vance didn't believe in ghosts. At least, not anymore. Years investigating haunted locations had taught her something important. Most paranormal stories had ordinary explanations: faulty wiring, carbon monoxide, mental illness, fear. Fear explained almost everything. Almost. Then she heard about the Last Mile Motel. 8 disappearances, 3 abandoned vehicles, dozens of eyewitness reports, and one impossible detail repeated in every story: doppelgangers. Sarah arrived at sunset. The motel stood alone beside Route 9A, exactly as described: rotting, silent, forgotten. The neon sign flickered. The last mile. Vacancy. Parking lot was mostly empty, except for several vehicles coated in dust, as though nobody had touched them for years. Sarah grabbed her camera equipment, her flashlight, her recording gear, and headed inside. The old clerk was waiting. Of course he was. His pale eyes followed her. "You'll want room 13." Sarah frowned. "I didn't ask for a room number." The old man smiled. "You always choose room 13." Something about the statement bothered her. "What does that mean?" The smile widened. "You'll remember." Sarah immediately disliked him, but she took the key. Room 13 sat at the far end of the motel, away from the others, alone. The door opened with a long creak. The room smelled like mildew, old wood, and something else. Something faintly metallic. Blood. The wallpaper peeled from the walls. The carpet looked stained. The television sat unplugged. Yet, static flickered across the screen. Sarah set up cameras, microphones, motion sensors. Nothing unusual at first. Then she noticed the mirror. A large mirror mounted opposite the bed, cracked directly down the middle. Her reflection stared back. For 1 second, it smiled. Sarah froze. Then the reflection returned to normal. She laughed nervously. Nothing more. At least that's what she told herself. Hours passed. Midnight arrived. Then one of her motion sensors activated. Sarah turned. The bathroom door had opened. She knew she had closed it. Slowly, she approached. The bathroom was empty, except for a single VHS tape sitting inside the sink. Sarah stared. She hadn't seen it before, and a label was attached. Room 13, Guest Archive. Sarah found an old television and VCR hidden inside the motel office storage room. The clerk never questioned her, never even looked surprised, almost as if he expected her to find the tape. Sarah inserted it, pressed play, static. Then footage appeared. Security camera footage, black and white, grainy. Room 13. The same room. The date displayed in the corner, 1987. A man entered, checked the room, locked the door. Nothing unusual. Until midnight. At exactly midnight, someone knocked. The man opened the door. Nobody stood outside. Then he looked toward the mirror and froze. The footage distorted. Static consumed the screen. When the image returned, there were two men inside the room, identical, one screaming, one smiling. The tape ended. Then Sarah sat motionless. Then inserted another tape, 1996. Same room, different guest. Same result. Another tape, 2004. Another guest, another duplicate, another disappearance. Tape after tape, year after year, victim after victim, all ending the same way. Room 13 creating copies. Sarah's skepticism finally began cracking. Then she found the final tape. Unlike the others, it wasn't old. The label was fresh, written recently. Her blood turned cold because the label contained her name, Sarah Vance. She stared at it. Impossible. Slowly, she inserted the tape, pressed play. The date appeared 3 days earlier. Sarah hadn't arrived yet, hadn't even left home yet. Yet, footage showed room 13. And there she was, walking through the door, carrying the same equipment, wearing the same clothes. Sarah's hands began shaking. The woman on the tape looked directly into the camera and smiled. A smile Sarah had never made. Then the tape version of Sarah spoke. If you're watching this, static interrupted. Then The image returned. The duplicate stood closer now, much closer. Her eyes were completely black. You opened the door. The screen flickered. Sarah nearly dropped the remote. The duplicate was now standing inches from the camera, smiling. You shouldn't have done that. They ended. Silence filled the room. Then Sarah froze. Three slow knocks, exactly like the tapes. The motel room door. Sarah backed away. No, she wasn't opening it. Then she heard her own voice outside. Sarah. Her pulse exploded. Let me in. The voice sounded perfect, exactly like her. Please. Sarah stared at the door. Then something moved in the mirror. Her reflection. It was no longer copying her. It stood independently, smiling, watching. The reflection slowly raised a finger, pointing toward the door, as if encouraging her, inviting her. Sarah backed away. The reflection stepped forward, closer, closer, until its face pressed against inside of the glass, smiling impossibly wide. Then it whispered, You left me here. The mirror cracked. A new fracture spread across the surface. Then another, and another. The reflection began pushing outward, like something trapped behind the glass, trying to escape. Sarah screamed. The motel lights died. Darkness swallowed room 13. For several seconds, nothing moved, nothing breathed. Then she heard footsteps inside the room, not outside, inside, walking slowly toward her. The lights returned. Sarah looked up and saw herself standing beside the bed, perfectly identical. Black eyes, white smile, holding another VHS tape. The duplicate tilted its head and whispered, Now, now it's your turn to record. The camera falls to the floor. Final image shows two Sarahs standing in room 6. One terrified, one smiling. When investigators later recover the footage, only one Sarah leaves the motel alive. Nobody can determine which one. Well, would you have watched the tapes? And after watching yours, would you have stayed? Thank you for listening. This was The White Raven. If you like the story, please hit the like and notification buttons, subscribe to the channel, Share it with someone you think might also enjoy it, and leave a comment. We'd like to hear about you. If you have a story and you would like it narrated by us, send it to the White Raven Stories at gmail.com. This was the White Raven. Till next time.